And today we're going to be learning about. Hello everyone. Today we're going to be learning about grapes for farm day. So what are grapes? Well, they're a type of fruit that grow on woody grapevines and are able to be eaten raw. They also fall in the berries category. Even though they don't have the word berry at the end, like strawberry, they are still considered berries. They come in many colors like green, purple, and red and can be used for many things to eat and drink, like jam and juice. There are so much varieties of grapes that you might not even tasted all of them before. Here are some examples of the various types of grapes there are in the world. Some are actually weird looking and not circular, like the top right ones. Now that you know what product grapes are, and now do you know where the grapes grow on? Do they grow on vines or trees? They actually grow on vines. Vines are long, slender stems that trail or creeps around the ground, climbing and winding itself to support the wires. They grow at least 6 feet when pruned, but if they're left alone, they grow up to 50 feet or more. And actually, California produces nearly all the fresh grapes in the United States. So why do they grow in vines? Well, it's because they need space to grow so they don't tangle their vines with each other. When they grow, they wrap around the wire or string placed through the plants. Where grapes are planted and vines grow are actually called vineyards. Grapes are planted 6 feet or more from each other to make clusters for harvesting season. Many think grapes are planted during the warm season, but they are actually planted in the winter, and when it's time to pick them, it needs lots of sun to be ripe. As seen in the picture, grapes come in clusters, bunches, and even with its weight, they don't fall because they're a strong stem. Each label shows an essential for the grapes, like the irrigation system, to grow and its vine to hang them. Try to find each hidden grape. There are 7 in total. When it's time to harvest the grapes, there are 2 well-known methods to do so, depending on what type of grape or the company's choice. One way to harvest is by hand, picking them by cutting the grape bunches with scissors from the main stem. The other method to harvest the grapes is machine harvesting. As seen in the right picture, the machine travels through the vineyards using rubber or fiberglass rods to shake fruit off the vines into large reservoirs. Reservoirs. After looking at the video, do you guys think it's better for grapes to be harvested by machine or by hand? Welch is a company that makes many products, but its main ones are the grape juice and jelly known for. In the left picture, it shows the process that grapes go through after harvested. They get crushed by a machine and then they are heated to musk. After they use filtration machine to make the juice liquidly before bottling them up. In the next slide, they will show a small part of how it's done.
And love. I visited with senior manager Brad Bigall to talk about this local facility.
This location is a bulk facility for Welch's. In a typical season, it could be anywhere from 100 to 110,000 tons. And so that produces roughly anywhere from 20 to 22 million gallons. Juice. The two facilities here represent 22 million gallons, which is the largest juice North America.
So you're going to show us
Yeah, we're
a
gonna
little bit how it's all made.
absolutely.
Brad led me inside for a tour of how their grape concentrate is uniquely processed and shipped all over the world. Whoa! Wow, that's a lot of juice.
Yeah, so basically what's happening is after the grapes have been crushed and the stems removed, it gets pumped over to what we call a slurry tank.
It smells really good.
Yeah, I love grape processing. It has got a great smell to it.
I learned how adding cellulose helps in the juice pressing process.
What cellulose does is it actually acts as a thickening agent. So when it gets put up to the press, it allows a body, so when it gets pressed, more juice comes out from the solids.
Can I drop this in?
Yeah, absolutely.
After the cellulose is added, the juice is sent to a drag screen. This process uses brushes to push juice out of the grape solids. So you are getting absolutely every last bit of flavor and juice out of those grapes.
Correct.
The solids are then sent to another juicing process. The unique vertical screw press. So this pressing part is important to Welch's, right?
Absolutely. This is what distinguishes Welch's as a grape juice processor. And what makes us unique is solids that come off the drag screen, and it's further pressing it down, so we're getting all the extra juice, color, and flavor extracted. And so then all the cellulose that was added is 100% of it's removed. This is the remaining solids that come out of the press. And so you can see the majority of it is the cellulose.
After the press, the juice is sent to another process called concentrating, where all that water is removed, making an all-natural, pure concentrate that is used to make different grape juice products. The concentrate is poured into drums, sealed, and then transported by rail and semis to Welch's bottling facility, as well as international markets. And they go out to the world.
And then they go out to the world and, all over Europe and Asian markets. So,
Now for the science experiment we're gonna do, you will need seltzer water, grapes, and a large vase, or you can just use a cup. Start by filling the vase or the cup about 3/4 full of seltzer or fizzy water. Toss a handful of grapes, or you can do raisins would work too. It takes a few seconds for the grapes to start dancing, but once they do, they keep going for a quiet while. The grapes are slightly heavier than the water, so they are naturally sink to the bottom, but the carbon dioxide bubbles attach to the grapes, causing them to rise to the top. Once the grapes reach the top, the bubbles pop and the grapes sink, but to the bottom where more bubbles attach to them and process repeats.